welcome back to the Sci-Fi Super Show, episode 11. Last time on this podcast, well, I actually don't remember what we talked about aside from counting down the days to Jurassic World, which we will be continuing to do because we are 2 weeks away! 2 weeks away! June 12th, the day that we've all waited for ever since that bombshell called Jurassic Park 3 came out in 2001. I'm excited because it's just 2 weeks. It's so close. And I know for the past few podcasts, I've been talking about Jurassic World a lot. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. And the difference between today and back then is that this one might have some small, minor spoilers. So if you don't, potential spoilers though. So if you don't like potential spoilers, then you may want to watch a different video of mine or podcast of mine. I do want you to stay on my channel, but if you don't like spoilers, I totally get that. I hate spoilers too. However, this movie's been spoiled more than rotten eggs. This movie has been unbelievably spoiled by Universal. They've been releasing TV spots, trailers, and screenshots, and ads, and just everything. They've released so much on this movie that basically you already know the entire premise of the movie going into it, and that's not fun at all. What I'm talking about is the picture that was released a few days ago. It was about where the two kids, spoiler by the way, where the two kids, the younger and the older one, find the old visitor center from Jurassic Park. How do we know that this picture shows that? Well, the older kid is holding a torch, a lit torch, and holding it up to a wall. And on this wall, it looks a little old, has a few rotting parts on it, but it has a painting of a velociraptor on it. And that's the exact same painting that's in the cafeteria of Jurassic Park. And there's a quote along with this picture, and it says, "You bred raptors." Now, if I remember correctly, Sam Neill or Alan Grant said this in the first Jurassic Park when he was holding a baby raptor egg. Or not even an egg, a baby velociraptor. And it's just like, why are you showing us this? You don't need to show us this when it's 2 weeks until the movie is released. I'm bothered by it. I'm really bothered by it because spoilers are the number one thing that ruins games and movies. It just ruins the entire experience. Now, if there's one small thing that is, or not small, if there's one major thing that is spoiled for Alien 5 that Neil Blomkamp is making, I will freaking throw something out the window and I will be just livid that entire month. I will be just completely out of control, be like, why did they have to spoil this? I would have been like this for Jurassic World, but I have a small feeling that they are releasing these spoilers because they have a huge plot point in there that they're not going to spoil, and we're all going to be like, wow. That is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that wow factor will make the movie for us. Unfortunately, if it's not as great as we want it to be, it'll break the movie because of all these spoilers. Now, here are a few examples of Jurassic World spoilers. Again, spoiler warning. That's probably for the third time I've said that, so if you're still listening and don't like spoilers, why are you still listening? Anyway, there were about 20 screenshots of Jurassic World's new trailer that I'm looking at here on Facebook on sci-fi.com, and it shows an updated picture of the Gallimimus running past the safari truck. Now, this is okay. It's not that big of a spoiler. We kind of expected to see that in the movie. And everybody was complaining how bad the CGI looked in the first teaser trailer when the Gallimimus were running in that. It looked fine to me, but it could be better. Kind of related to when the first Jurassic Park movie had good CGI, but not great CGI, but to the point where you'd want to watch it a lot. That's what I kind of thought for the teaser trailer, but this new production picture, or not production picture, this first screenshot of the new trailer has updated CGI. And I'm looking really closely at the dinosaurs here, and it looks pretty darn good. Really detailed and well lit and shadowed. Really good. The next one is the updated picture of where there are visitors in the riverbank, and there's a forest around them with dinosaurs like the Brachiosaur, or not even Brachiosaur. That sucks. Brachiosaur's not even in this. It's a Patasaur. Damn. All right. Well, anyway, it's a Patasaur and Stegosaurs, and I think a Triceratops I see in here, but I'm not certain. Again, same scene from the first teaser trailer. CGI completely just upgraded. I know a lot of people were having issues with that, saying that, oh, it looks so bad. I didn't think it looked that bad, but even if you did think that, it's fine now. They've apparently fixed that, and that was in a newer trailer. We haven't even seen what the actual CGI in the movie is like. I'm sure it will be grand. I see that. That, and, well, hopefully that wow factor that I mentioned earlier. Alright, now this next one is yeah. Remember what I said about where I hate spoilers? Yeah, I hate spoilers! I really hate them! And this next one just spoils a huge part of it. Alright, if you look on the viral website of Jurassic World, it treats itself as an actual theme park, but, this park, or this viral website, has a map of Isla Nublar, and there's a huge section of it marked Restricted Zone. And where that is where the old visitor center was. Now, I'm sure if we're all huge Jurassic Park fans and just wanted to know more about the story, we could have gathered that information and made the assumption for ourselves. That isn't the spoiler. What is a spoiler is that this picture, this screenshot, shows ankylosaurs roaming in it, in the restricted zone. Now, we've seen ankylosaurs in a earlier trailer where they were smashing around the gyrosphere. Also, if you guys didn't notice, in that scene, the Indominus Rex was behind two ankylosaurs. So there might be a fight between those two? That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, the two kids that are in the gyrosphere, Zach and Gray, as I guess they're called, I don't know which is which, they venture in the gyrosphere through an open gate during their tour of Jurassic World. An open gate meaning an open electrified fence that somebody just kept open. Probably the next iteration of Dennis Nedry. I wouldn't doubt that. But yeah, they're riding through the restricted zone, which apparently is only a grazing of Apatosaurs, Triceratops, Stegosaur, Parasaurolophus, which is really cool, Ankylosaurs, and others. Yeah, and they're just going through it in the gyrosphere. But what's weird is that these screenshots, they have really good CGI, but that's not the problem. They look like they're part of the main park. It just looks like a tour. But these two kids are going through the restricted zone, and apparently that's where these screenshots are. That just makes it a little bit not too much sense. Heck, I'm not making sense right now because I'm pretty much just babbling here. Anyway, so there's that on the restricted zone. Now we get into some really cool stuff. The Velociraptors, or the Raptor Squad as we're calling them, which, awesome name, fan base. That was really good. Raptor Squad. Sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon show. Of course, that kind of matches the whole theme of the Sci-Fi Super Show. God, I can't speak today. Sci-Fi Super Show. That's it. Okay. So, yeah, Owen's Raptor Squad. Owen is Chris Pratt's character. The recent featurette gave us a great look at the Raptors' new CGI renderings. And I'm looking at really close-up shots of these Raptors. It looks amazing! The CGI, the effects, both CGI and practical effects, look freaking amazing! They look photorealistic! Ah, man, I really cannot wait. But yeah, another small scene from the movie which was spoiled was when Owen tries to regain control over the Raptors during the daytime when they're in their pen. Spoilers again. Okay, I'm not going to say spoilers anymore because I've said it like 4 or 5 times. So, okay, some guy is feeding the Raptors. One Raptor like sprints forward to the prey being a pig, and like kills it. But it grabbed it in his jaws and ran off. So the person who a worker, an assistant, had a leash on one of the raptors to help guide the raptor, I think, or something like that. But the raptor bolted, and he fell off. And all the raptors just looked up at him, and he's just like, oh shit, no, I'm gonna be killed. And then Chris Pratt's like, alright, you, black man. There's seriously a black man, I don't know his name, but he's like, black man, open the door. And so he runs through the door. The black guy pulls the guy that fell down back in and closes the gate. Chris Pratt is with the Raptors and is using his hand motions like we've seen before, except he's taking a really serious tone with these Raptors. And the Raptors are like hissing at him and like barking at him, and Chris Pratt's like, hey, back off, Blue, or back off, Charlie, or whatever. He gave them weirdo names, I guess. Yeah, it looked really cool because they were calming down. But again, this would be cool if I saw this in the theater and if it wasn't spoiled 2 weeks before it's freaking released. But that's just a minor nitpick of mine in regards to spoilers. I'm sure it's still a good scene, yes. I would have preferred to watch it in the theater with the entire movie, but you know, whatever. The next screenshot here revisits the Tyrannosaurus Rex paddock, as I like to call it, where there's a goat, and there are visitors inside what it looks like to be a plastic tree corridor, I'm assuming. And there's apparently a red flare that administrators are using to lure out the T-Rex, which, that's cool. It's kind of reminiscing back to Jurassic Park, where Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum used it to distract the T-Rex, which ultimately failed because of Jeff Goldblum, because he's Jeff Goldblum. And, yeah, and they just lure out the T-Rex, and there's the goat, so we can pretty much assume that the T-Rex is going to eat the goat. The next one is the Mosasaurus eating a great white shark in its tank. That looks really cool. Which is is from the extended scene of a trailer, this screenshot. And CGI cleaned up again, looks really nice. Can't wait to check out that Mosasaur in action. But what I'm liking here is a look inside the new visitor center. Now, this is a small thing that I can like. This is a spoiler I can like, because it doesn't really ruin the story. It doesn't ruin any kind of twist or anything. It just introduces us to the highly anticipated Jurassic Park 4 visitor center. And this is really cool because it has holograms of dinosaurs and the planet Earth and just the park itself, and it reminisces to the first visitor center with the dinosaur skeletons of the Apatosaur and the Tyrannosaurus Rex skeletons that were destroyed by the T-Rex and the Raptors. But yeah, it kind of reminisces to that, and I'm looking at these two screenshots very closely. And it looks like they're taking a lot of care of this. They're putting a lot of effort into this new visitor center, which votes well for the movie. The next one, oh boy. The next four ones are about the Indominus Rex. The main attraction, apparently, for this park is the gyrosphere, which Zach and Gray are in. And the Indominus Rex apparently chases them, both when they're inside the gyrosphere and outside the gyrosphere. The first screenshot shows the gyrosphere is at a dead stop, and the Indominus Rex is just, like, crouched beneath them and about to strike. The next one shows Zach and Gray out in an open field outside the gyrosphere with the Indominus Rex far in the background breaking through some trees. Now, that picture looks freaking awesome. That one actually relates back to Jurassic Park 3 when everybody is escaping out of the destroyed the destroyed airplane, and they're all running into a plane area, and the Spinosaurus breaks through and starts chasing them. This is what that screenshot looks like. The next two are when mercenaries. We've all seen the mercenaries in past trailers, so yeah, they're kind of there. Kind of taking a vow from aliens there. Bringing in mercenaries, cocking everything, even though they probably won't win. So yeah, these mercenaries have a net gun that they shoot at the Indominus while fighting, and it closes on the Indominus Rex's mouth, forcing it shut. And then he immediately just tears it off, without anything. Now, you don't see that in any Predator movie where somebody just immediately rips off the net without even thinking of anything. I'm not going to go back to Alien vs. Predator for that one. Alright, just let it go. The next one, and I think this is the last one? Yes. This is the last screenshot. It has a cool shot. This is not a spoiler, by the way, and I'm glad. The next screenshot shows Chris Pratt's character and the new female John Hammond, as I like to call her, running towards the new park aviary with a helicopter flying to it. Now, why would there be a helicopter flying to the aviary and these two characters on the ground running towards it when there's a helicopter already on the way to the aviary? Now, we already know that the Indominus Rex appears in the aviary and fights some of the pteranodons or flying pterosaurs. And we can assume that this helicopter crashes through and explodes and scares the Indominus, thus freeing the pterosaurs. But why these two are running on the ground? Who knows? At least they haven't spoiled it yet. And I emphasize yet because for some reason I feel like they're going to spoil this somehow in the 2 weeks we have left. Alright, so that was it for the new screenshots and for the new TV spots and trailers of Jurassic World. I talked for 20 minutes about Jurassic World, just without any breath. Okay. It seems like today's a screenshot podcast because the next topic for today is something highly anticipated but kind of quick, really, considering its last series movie. Yeah. So, Civil War, the next Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, after Age of Ultron, is about the war between heroes, more specifically, Captain America and Iron Man. And, there were a lot of leaked photos and videos from the set of Captain America Winter Soldier. Or not Winter Soldier, what am I thinking? That was years ago. Captain America Civil War. Winter Soldier, I don't know why I said that. Alright, so Civil War is currently being filmed in Atlanta. It has been being filmed for a few days, and these videos and film set pictures have been out for the past few days. One of the main villains that Captain America is fighting in this movie is Crossbones. That's pretty interesting. Yep, Chris Evans as Captain America, that's one of them. Frank Grillo as Crossbones, that looks pretty cool. Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, of course. Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch, that's even better because she was awesome in Age of Ultron. She was probably my favorite character in that movie. Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. You gotta give Hawkeye some screen time sometimes, you know? Paul Rudd shows up on the set of Civil War. He will reprise his role as Ant-Man in the upcoming Captain America Civil War. That is really good. Also, that's another movie that we're counting down to, kind of, is Ant-Man. Now, you wouldn't really expect much from this movie, but nobody expected much out of Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie was released. And then when it was, everybody, including myself, loves it. So maybe Ant-Man will receive the same amount of credit. Who knows? I hope so, because Paul Rudd is a good actor. The next one, Robert Downey Jr. or Iron Man, is strolling around the sets. Yeah, that's pretty much just it. That's all I can really say. That's it. Yeah, those were the... if you want to see these pictures, go on the realllllly.com website, and that's where I'm looking at this right now. And it looks pretty good. Of course, these are only set photos, currently being filmed in Atlanta, so we, of course, aren't going to be seeing any kind of teaser anytime soon. Which is fine. Take their time with this movie. This movie deserves more time to be worked on than Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, I feel like, was really rushed, and it needed more time, and it needed more development, and if it had, I feel like it would have been a much, much better movie. This one deserves to have a lot more setup to it. It deserves to have a lot more in it. This is probably one of the... Civil War is probably the second greatest war of Marvel history. Second only to Secret War. That's my opinion, though. And, so yeah, a lot of heroes will be in this movie. Like Captain America, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, just to name a few. Heck, Spider-Man. I cannot wait to see Spider-Man in that movie. But yeah. Yeah, this topic was about 3 minutes. Jurassic World was 20 minutes. Good lord, I need to pace myself a little bit here. Alright, so that was it for Jurassic World, and that was it for Civil War. Now I'm going to get into some other news that you might not like or really know much about, but I enjoy the crap out of it. So I'm going to talk about it because it is a sci-fi super show and the logo has a Dragon Ball on it. So the next topic is about Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. So if you don't know what that is, then you probably won't know what I'm talking about here, so you could probably watch a different video in the meantime. Why are you still here? I thought you had no idea and you were going to watch a different video. You want to stay? Good. Alright, now, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, the English dubbed theatrical release, will be on August 4th through 18th throughout certain theaters throughout the US. Just like Battle of Gods. I am excited. I was excited when I heard Battle of Gods would be in theaters, and I went to see it, which was awesome. And I'm excited for this, and I am going to see this on one day on the 4th through the 12th. And I hope it'll be good. Actually, I've already... Again, spoilers. I really hate spoilers. I hate them with a soul passion. being a film goer like me, a sci-fi guy, it just, spoilers kill me. But this one was kind of my fault. I saw about pretty much the climax of the movie already. And alright, well, I know I wasn't going to say spoilers for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it now in case Dragon Ball Z fans are watching. Okay, so Goku turns into a Super Saiyan God form Super Saiyan, which I'm going to call Ascended God form. But for some reason, they're calling it Super Saiyan God. They're only calling it Super Saiyan God, even though we already know what Super Saiyan God looks like. He's got red hair and a blue aura. Instead, this new form, looks like a Super Saiyan, a natural Super Saiyan, with blue hair, the same physical structure as the Super Saiyan, and a blue aura. It's just... I'm kind of confused by this, because does Goku become a Super Saiyan God first, and then ascend, or figures out, like, hey, this is basically just an advanced base form, I could probably transform, which Whis, Beerus's mentor, helps him with, which they do fight him, Goku, and Vegeta fight Whis, as a mark of training, or initiation to training, and, I just am really confused by how this could work, because Super Saiyan God form is hard to get to. You need, I think, 5 total Saiyans to help, and to like, conduit their energy together, or, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but the powers of 5 or 6 Saiyans needs to go into one, and then you become a Super Saiyan God. If they all have a pure heart. And I don't know if they become a Super Saiyan God form, Super Saiyan after that. I don't know. Hopefully this will be explained in the new movie, but for now, I don't know, so don't ask me. Okay? Anyway, Goku fights Frieza, which has a God form, which I'm sure we've all seen if we're a Dragon Ball Z fan. And, the fight is pretty impressive. There are a lot of good moves and a lot of throwbacks to when Goku first fought Frieza on Namek, which took 4 hours. Ugh. Anyway, Goku and Frieza fight. Frieza's a dirty freaking cheater, and Goku somehow loses the fight between the two of them. So Vegeta jumps in and is like, alright, you're going down. But before that, when Frieza... I'm not going to say how Frieza beats Goku in this, but Frieza's like, alright, I'm not going to kill you, Goku. I'm going to let Vegeta do it. Now, Vegeta, if you prove your loyalty to me, I will let you alone live and put you at the top of or make you the head of my army. And Vegeta's like, the head? Really? And Frieza's like, yeah, the head of my army. And Vegeta's like, that's such a waste. Your armies are just pathetic anyway. And he just immediately becomes a ascended God form. And it's just like, alright, let's fight. And he's like, I'm gonna freaking kill you because you destroyed my goddamn planet. It's just hilarious, because it's just like, you can't be serious, you're asking me this. You destroyed my planet? I'm gonna kill you, you motherfucker. Which is great. Okay, so, he transforms. They fight. Vegeta just beats the crap out of him. And secretly, Frieza blows up the planet. Like, Vegeta had Frieza on the ground. Frieza had an open palm on the ground. While Vegeta was powering up his final blast, Frieza put a really precise shot into the Earth's core and immediately blew it up. Literally, that's what happens. The Earth freaking blows up. And Beerus and Whis are in a portal. Well, not a portal. They're in like an energy bubble with Goku, Krillin, Gohan, Piccolo, Tien, Bulma, a time patroller. It's Space Patroller or Time Patroller. I don't know, but it was that character. new character. They're in there and they're like, "Wow, Frieza blew up the planet, and now everybody, including Vegeta, is dead." And Whis is like, "See, do you know your errors in your way? You're too careless. You need to beat this guy before he can blow shit up." And Goku's like, "You're right. I should have done that while I had the chance." And Whis is like, "Oh, you can." And he reverses time, and their conscious minds are now in their past bodies, which time travel, I've talked about that before, kind of confuses me still. And my concept of time travel comes from Back to the Future and Terminator. So this was a little bit confusing to me. But anyway, Goku immediately just turns into a ascended god form and powers up a quick Kamehameha and kills Frieza before he blows up the planet. So I pretty much just told the entire climax of the movie here. So if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, sorry. Yeah, really sorry, actually. I probably shouldn't have said that much. But hey, you were warned. This is your fault if you didn't want it to be spoiled. I'm sorry, but it is. Anyway, yeah, so all that happens, and then there's a few lines after that, a few interactions between characters, and then that's the end of the movie. Now, I don't know if that's the entire climax, but that's pretty much what I got out of it. And, it seems like the new Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Super, is going to take place directly after this movie, which sounds like the best idea. Well, at least for what they're doing. And Dragon Ball Super comes out in Japan, I think, mid to late summer for them. And it should come out to us, if everything goes well, the series should come out to us probably maybe winter or spring of next year? Like winter of this year, then spring of next year. 2016. That would be something. That'd be pretty great. I'm really waiting for that movie coming out on August 4th through the 12th. And I hope it's being released in a theater near me, because Battle of Gods was, and that was awesome. I would definitely just love that experience again. But yeah, the 4th through the 12th. But this movie is not nearly has got me pumped as much as Jurassic World has. Jurassic World is just the all-around hype machine. It's just like, oh, Jurassic World? Yeah. You hyped? I'm hyped. Let's watch it! In fact, I'm so hyped about that, I guarantee I've said this over and over and over, but I'm going to have Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3 playing before I go see it. Only a true Jurassic Park fan will do this. I don't care if you hate the second 2 movies or just the third one or whatever. You have got to watch all of them and then go and see Jurassic World. So I've pretty much said my piece for this podcast. We've talked about Dragon Ball Resurrection F, which most people aren't really that interested in, but I am, and there's Dragon Ball on my logo, so you know it's my own podcast, not yours. We've talked about the Civil War set pictures, which look pretty promising. I'm really excited, especially with Crossbones being one of the villains. And we've also talked a hell of a lot about Jurassic World. You know, it seems like every podcast so far I've talked about Jurassic World in some way. I hope it's like this. I hope it's like this for when Alien 5 is about to be released. Except without the spoiler part. If there's spoiler on that, I will lose it. Now, if I can just get a lot of information about it that's not spoiler and just talk about this here, Alien 5 I mean, that would be amazing. I would love to do that. And along with Alien 5, Prometheus 2 is supposed to come out, along with the Predator reboot. Or is it a reboot? I don't know. I made a video saying whether it was or was not, and I don't remember what it was. but it's one of the two. It either is a reboot or not a reboot. But there's a new Predator movie that's supposed to be that's supposed to have some kind of information come out soon. I hope they haven't canceled that or anything. Terminator 5 is coming out soon, and I'm overly excited about that. Let's see, what else is there? Batman vs. Superman. I'm not a big DC fan, so I'm not really looking forward to that. All I really follow from DC is Batman. I follow Batman a lot, but that's pretty much the only one I do follow. Some Suicide Squad stuff, actually. I forgot I haven't talked about. Batman vs. Joker will be in Suicide Squad. So Joker is going to be a huge role in Suicide Squad. Of course, we knew that. But he's going to be fighting Batman in it. Now, that's pretty big. At least for DC fans. Which I'm not really that one of. So, I can't really talk about that much because there's not much to talk about there. So yeah, I'm looking here on Facebook. I'm not really seeing anything else. Hopefully next week we can talk about maybe Alien. Whoa. Alright, I just got an update from NECA, the toy company that makes the greatly sculpted and articulated Predator, Alien, Terminator, figures like that, and the ones I use for my animations. They just released a picture of Ellen Ripley from Aliens with her flamethrower, along with the Queen Attack Bishop. Basically, this is Bishop when he's ripped in half and laying on the ground. Wow. That's amazing. Alright, well, that just came up all of a sudden. I can't really talk. Alright, well, okay, 37 minutes ago, new Jurassic World movie clip, and 2 new international TV spots released. Come on! Didn't I just talk about how we're getting too much of these? How there's so much spoilers? Why are they doing this? It has more scenes with the raptors from like a new perspective, and this looks really awesome. But again, I don't want to look at it because it's going to spoil it for me. Anyway, I've pretty much talked too much this podcast. It's been about 40 minutes. It's usually doubled the time. And I've been solo, once again, for I think the 3rd week. Okay, hopefully next week I won't talk about Jurassic World, except for the countdown, of course. Next week will be the checkpoint for 1 week until it's released. Right now it's 2, but next week it'll be 1. So I'm just speaking for the future here. And, that was a motorcycle. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can talk about right now. So yeah, stay tuned for the Sci-Fi Super Show, episode 12, where I will be talking about, hopefully, not Jurassic World.